What is going on, Benchwarmers? Welcome back to another episode. If you're watching this, yes, we have finally got him here. If you're listening, you're probably wondering who I'm talking about. So we'll go around the table. I am one of your hosts, Eric the Instigator.
Nico Nick.
Gat.
And
Josue.
and of course, he came on the most wonderful day. We have a lot to talk about from, let's just say it. Conte is probably quitting. But let's save that for a little bit later because there's a lot to get into, especially Champions League that did happen yesterday and today. And we have some predictions coming up as well. So depending how long these episodes run, we may do a little specialty at the end. But before we get into everything, as always, make sure you hit the like, the subscribe button, notification bell so you know we have new things coming out. Leave a comment, a review on the podcast goes a very, very long way and it helps us continue growing and hopefully continue getting more voices on the bench like this lovely Spurs fan that we have here today. And hopefully more Wednesdays going forward. But yeah, how have you guys been? How's everything?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good. Just had a nice
Yeah,
burger.
you're flying high today.
that was last week.
Flying high, man.
Flying high because of the result.
Oh,
That was maybe substance, but no.
yeah, you have like a smirk on your face right now.
I'm excited.
You know,
I'm
what
just
just
excited.
came to my mind right now. I saw this music video recently, and it just like it was so random. But like this smirk just makes me wanna sing this song. I just had sex. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
actually
remember
do.
that song?
Yeah, I remember that song.
Yeah, so like this smirk is like kind of like it's just gonna give me that vibe right now.
He's feeling good. He's feeling
I'm
good.
just excited, man.
Yeah, he's feeling
United drew good result away. I'm excited.
I'm
good.
maybe
Spurs,
trolling
good
you there.
result. Good result as well
I'm
for
not listening to you.
the rest of us.
No,
I mean,
I'm not listening to you. Nick is the one talking, not you, okay?
But so, man, thank you for coming today, man. Really appreciate you. I'm excited
No
for you
problem.
being here.
Thanks for having me.
No, thank you
As
for coming.
always, I love coming onto your show.
Our show, but yes, because you are our Spurs representative on this.
Well,
in this,
I wish I wasn't today.
yeah.
That's the only thing I could say. I wish I was here Saturday.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna give you the platform where you can kind of talk about your highs and then talk about your lows. But
Yeah.
I guess without further ado, let's kind of get into Champions League, right? I think it's the first thing to kick off with.
Let's do it.
All right, so a couple of games that honestly we're really gonna be talking about one game here, which is the Atletico United game. But do want to highlight some of the other matchups that did happen, which was Villarreal and versus Juventus that ended in a 1-1 draw. Vlahovic,
You mean Vlahovic?
bitch.
Vich.
Bitch.
With the B. With the B. Oh,
He scored within what, 32 seconds?
yeah.
Something like that?
All right, go on.
Oh, okay.
Go on.
Or Vlaha bitch out of a challenge. You feel me? Nick?
Do something, Vlaha, bitch.
Scored one goal, and then it was quiet the whole game. But Villarreal were home and did manage to get the draw.
What's it called?
McKinney breaks his foot. Bad news for the USA, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
There's this Juventus fan on TikTok. I don't know his tag, but huge Juventus fan, but he hates Massimiliano Allegri. Absolutely
Really?
hates him. And so what I've seen from Juve fans is that like they hate him as well. Like he plays like negative football. He's one of those managers where they go 1-0 up, and instead of trying to like add on to that lead, he just stays back, and then
Mhm.
eventually they concede a goal 1-1. And after the game, he was like, I'd rather lose. I'd rather win and what was it? I'd rather win and play ugly than lose and play pretty. Or is it the other way around?
I feel it's the other way around.
All right, so it's the other way around. I'd rather win.
No, I'd rather lose and look. No. I honestly, you got me confused now.
My bad for anyone.
Now you got me so good.
But it's something on those lines. It's like negativity, right? He plays negative football. Which,
Almost sounds like Mourinho. Like get one or two goals in, start building a wall.
Italian
It's like
league
you
changes.
rather lose and play beautiful football instead of winning and play ugly football.
Exactly.
Okay.
Eric got it.
But
I
instead
see what you're saying.
he plays ugly football.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying.
You got it.
I haven't really watched much of Juventus, to be honest with you.
Not much of any Italian league. Any games actually.
Ever since Vlahovic went there, I just they became my number one enemy. So
What's it called? They don't have like that many as exciting players as they did before. Like it was like 2015. They had like Carlos Tevez, Pogba, Pirlo was still playing, Prime Chiellini, Bonucci.
Well, that's when Juventus appeared in the Champions League twice
Yeah.
in the span of 3 years.
Dybala, but now they're just like Cuadrado, Bernardeschi. Not the same Juve.
Big names, but not big enough to catch our attention.
That's kind of crazy, right? But Juve, I think they're top 4 in their league, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So not dominating the Serie A like as they always did in the past. So that's good to see at least. Chelsea beating Lille 2-0. Kai Havertz and Captain America showing they can do it without Lukaku, sorry.
They're the only team this week to actually win their Champions League tie. Everyone else drew.
Oh shit!
Between yesterday and today, everyone else drew.
You're right. I mean, not much that I can really get into Chelsea about, but Lukaku obviously isn't helping them. He's probably hurting them more than anything. Do you guys see any long-term solution for him at the club at the moment, or
The only way he'll get a starting role or, I guess, more playing time is if the formation changes under Tuchel. I mean, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, fast players. They play that fast-paced lineup and tactic that Tuchel wants. Lukaku, I think he's a little bit more of a poacher. Yeah, he's a great striker. He's done really well at Inter. He's done really good at a spell at Everton and West Brom, but barely at United. Not doing anything now at Chelsea. So I mean, the only way he'll be in that starting role of Tuchel is if the formation changes, and if Kai Havertz, Werner, unfortunately gets injured. Let's hope not.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to disagree with that. I think we said it in the last part.
Yeah,
That's kind of what we're leaning towards. So yeah, 100% agree with you on that. Benfica 2, Ajax 2. Hazard not only with the goal, but also an own goal. Like, that's how good he is. Like, you know what? I'm gonna help the opposition too here. So let me get you started,
he's
and
so
then I'm gonna
kind.
score one back 2 minutes later.
He's so kind, isn't he?
Dude. I mean,
He's so kind.
I
Not
love
really.
him.
He gives them hope and then he snatches it away.
That is also true. He's blue balling them. Big brain.
Well, Haller also became, I found it
Yes.
too, the fastest player to 11 goals in Champions
how
League.
old is he?
That's a different question.
It feels like he's just breaking onto the scene now. If you get what I'm saying.
He broke onto the scene at Eintracht Frankfurt, where he built like a really good partnership with Luka Jovic. They had a crazy amount of goals that season. Transferred to West Ham.
He's 27.
So he's in his prime years.
Prime years. He never really got kicking off at West Ham, which you kind of expect. Antonio competition, and then now at the Eredivisie, I mean, he's doing it in Champions League. He scored against some pretty good teams: Dortmund, Sporting Lisbon.
Scored against every single team. He
pretty
scored pretty much every
so,
single
yeah.
game. He scores.
They've been missing the striker, like a very. Ajax, like what in 2019 they had Dusan Tadic as like a center forward. Now he's kind of playing behind the striker, like an actual striker, like Haller. So honestly, I think Ajax, if they actually, I think they can go far.
All right.
I
Well,
think they can go far.
I mean, when
Yeah,
was the last
absolutely.
time Ajax actually had a top striker?
Luis Suarez,
Luis Suarez? Was he a striker or a winger at that time?
striker.
He was a striker, yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Damn.
This is coming from the Uruguayan.
so this could be. You think this could be the dark horse of the Champions League?
I think so.
Oh,
They-
absolutely.
They have a lot of like
Absolutely.
nice
I
players.
could definitely see them going into at least the Final Four.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Like
If,
players-
if results go their way.
Right.
Anthony, Lisandro Martinez, Onana. I mean, they have a lot of talented players. Yeah.
Well, look, they got the benefit on this one because there's no away goals. I mean, benefit in the sense that the second leg is at their home, so they're gonna have that motivation going for them.
Mm-hmm.
No away goal differential anymore. So
Nope.
if Benfica manage to scrape away the goal, it doesn't really matter anymore as long as they can stay, within the game. So yeah, all to play for in the second leg, just like Atletico Madrid and Manchester United. So
That second leg is going to be electric.
all right, man. I mean, first to start off with the opening goal, which was Joao Felix just kind of walking past Maguire.
He played really good today. Joao Felix.
I think back at a couple episodes ago, I'm not trying to troll you, but I really want to kind of get your thoughts now when you said that defensively, you thought you guys were better.
Yeah, it completely crumbled today. But also credit to especially Joao Felix as his movement was insane today.
Yeah.
He read that run so nicely, and it caught Maguire off guard, so he reacted a little too late And I mean, Felix doesn't score headers that often, and it was a pretty nice header. So I mean, overall, he did really well today. I mean, he's a great player.
One player who did absolutely nothing, which I'm kind of surprised because this is usually, I would say, probably his comfort zone in scoring. I'm sorry, comfort area in scoring because it's Atletico Madrid is Ronaldo. I don't think he registered a single shot on goal.
You might. I don't know if you want to say that yet.
Not yet. Look, I said it last episode. It's written in stone. Ronaldo gets the better of Simeone all the time.
He never scores Atletico away. 2017 hat trick at home. 2019 hat trick at home against Atletico. He ghosts away, but when it comes to playing at home, he's a different player.
Damn.
So
They're a tough opposition. They're a tough opposition
are.
at the Metropolitano.
But it's kind of crazy because like now they're gonna go into the second leg just pure defense. But yeah, talk to me about Ronaldo. I mean, Nick just kind of gave us like, hey, don't be surprised this happened in the past. Do you think Ronaldo's gonna get the hat trick in the second leg, or do you think his form is kind of questionable right now?
I don't know if he'll get the hat trick. I know he'll definitely score at home. Like I said, the crowd, it's going to be electric on the second half because it wasn't to start the game. It was not our best performance. It took a while for us to actually really get into the game. But when we finally did, I questioned the lineup first and foremost because I don't know why he thought Lindelof was going to be a good right back.
So wait, were you guys talking about the actual way you guys lined up? Because I sort of watched it. I was more focused on the Spurs game because top four is more important.
So he lined up in the back. He lined up Shaw left back, Maguire and Varane, and Lindelof as right back.
Okay, I saw a line, but that's five in the back.
That's what I thought, and I was telling Diego, I said, "Is the graphic wrong? Because I see Lindelof at right back. Is it more of a 3-back with Sancho or Rashford being like one of the wing backs?" He's like, "No, it's a 4-back." So I'm trying to justify it. I said, "Okay." The only thing I can think of that he wanted to put Lindelof as right back is because against Leeds, he was so influential in one of those goals when he drove pretty much into the box and then laid it off. So I thought maybe Ralph wanted to see more of that. So why not put him at right back so that he has a little bit more freedom to get up and see what happens? Didn't quite work out, but again, Ralph showed that he has great sub management when he needs it. He brought on the subs that we needed to get those fresh legs on and to really give it to Atletico because of course they were just defending and it was hard to get through them. We didn't register that many shots at all. It was just hard to break them down. But great sub management. We got the right people on. Elanga, 19 years old, first Champions League goal. I mean, he's flying right now.
He looks like a promising young talent. How old is he?
He's 19. Oof. He's 19. First Champions League goal. You would think for someone of his age, he's going to crack under pressure when he's put in that position. But he was just so calm, collected, and he just slotted it away. And he even said in his post match when they interviewed him that he did his homework on Oblak, and he knows that when Oblak is defending 1-on-1, he always leaves that big space off to his side.
It's the right mentality.
Wow.
And he slotted it away just exactly the way it was. He came out and left the entire net wide open to his right, and that's where he slotted. It wasn't the greatest connection that he had on the ball, but it was just enough that he put it where he needed to put it. And yeah.
You were saying something?
No, I was just gonna mention that like I agree with Gat that he really did do his homework because I saw the end of the United match with Kyle, who's an Arsenal fan, and and we both agreed that Oblak just left too much space, that he didn't fully come out to put pressure on Elanga to force him out of way more out of the box. So I mean, he tried to get it with his leg, but the ball was already like 3 feet away from him, so there was no way. It would have been better if he actually dove with his hands or made his body more wider than instead of doing a split on the ground. But great finish by Elanga, goalkeeper error, Oblak.
So it's funny you guys mentioned this because Nick, look, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I eat humble pie when I have to eat humble pie. And Nick has told us in the past that he thinks Oblak is overrated, and I came out here and I defended him. I have to get back on my soapbox and admit I was wrong. I said Nick these stats earlier, and it was a head-to-head between De Gea and Oblak. Everything as far as games played, clean sheets, they match up on. But the difference between De Gea and Oblak is their save percentage, the saves made, and shots on target that they faced. Oblak's save percentage is 49%, meaning if you're going to shoot at him, you have a 50% chance of scoring on him. Nick, I will tip my hat off to you. I think, I agree with you. I think he's washed. I think he's done.
Second worst save percentage in Europe's top 5 leagues this season.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy. And he was, just 2-3 years ago, we were saying like, oh my God, he's like huge.
Yeah, he had an amazing year for Atletico last season, but he just like falling off a cliff. I have no idea how. Like I don't know. I literally don't have any reasoning how you fall off a cliff. Like is it? It's probably confidence. But
Yeah, at that point, it's just all mental.
it probably is confidence, just because Atletico have been leaking goals all this season, and Atletico have always, we said last time, they've always been associated with just hardcore defending, keep clean sheet at the back, and he's probably never experienced like leaking 2 goals every game.
And I mean, look, that's a perfect segue. You know, mentality is a big thing that drives players to do good or to do bad. One player specifically that I'm talking about is Marcus Rashford. Dude, his body language.
He played today.
his body language, man. It's just like his body language, the way he's playing, the rumors that are circulating in the club right now. It's like if you connect the dots, it's a lot more true than it is fake. But what's going on there?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is definitely getting to him. So he's just struggling to kind of separate what's going on and off the pitch. So sometimes he has his moments, sometimes he doesn't. I guess it depends on what comes out that week, unfortunately. But I mean, he's got to work through it. I mean, he's a professional athlete. He's got to learn to kind of put those things aside. And when you're on the pitch, you focus on helping your team win. And if he's not doing that, I mean, hey, we have a 19-year-old that's doing it. So at this point, I wouldn't mind
Which one is locked up?
Elanga.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that goes for.
So anyway, I wouldn't mind Elanga starting over Rashford going forward. So until Rashford can demonstrate that,
just gotta make sure you're making this hot take right now. Bench Rashford, start Elanga.
Absolutely.
Damn. All right, you heard it here first, United
Absolutely.
fans. Bench Rashford, start Elanga. I actually would second that right now. Got based it off form, right?
It could also be a case. Rashford has had a lot of injuries these past couple seasons.
Yeah,
we said that before.
And he's been like severely overplayed. Like under Ole, he was playing every single match.
Yeah.
He came into the side under Jose Mourinho, I believe. Ever since then, he's been playing so many games, and these like back injuries, these hamstring injuries. Like every time he recovers from them, he'll go straight back into the game. Like I think this season, he recovered. He went Leicester away. He scored. And then he was injured a couple games later. Like there's just no time for him to recover. And I think unfortunately, I think it's like another case of I don't think, but I mean who knows? It could be another case of like Wayne Rooney, where he peaked so early, where he would just play. He literally played so many minutes for United just because he was so good that at one point those minutes just caught up to him. Same thing with Eden Hazard. I remember seeing an IG post. I don't know from which page, but it was like Hazard and Neymar have played the most minutes since like this year, and it was something crazy, in the thousands, like tens of thousands of minutes, and you notice it. Neymar, 30 years old, injuries have caught up to him. Same thing, definitely with Eden Hazard, injuries have caught up to him.
How old is Rashford though?
I think Rashford's like 20. I think he's 24.
24. I think
Wayne Rooney fell off a cliff like at the age of 28.
Yeah, Hazard later in his career as well. So like it's just too early for Rashford to be doing that or for that to happen to him.
Oh, okay.
So like
no, this is the players fouled most per minutes. Like
Belotti surprised me.
Like I agree with you. Like I could see the comparison Rashford with all these other veterans, but these veterans their like drop and cliff falling off the cliff happen later into
after success.
Yeah, after success with their club and into their career. Rashford is way too early for that to be
24
happening.
years old.
Way too early. It's like like even Dele Alli. I mean like he's another one. Way too early. Now is that Everton? I mean he's not even making a starting role just yet.
So,
I mean, it's taking. Of course, it's going to take some time.
Do you? I mean, I know this is where. I mean, is it a far statement to say that Rashford is not too far from following Dele Alli's path?
It's possible.
I think it's possible.
I think it's possible.
It's possible. I mean,
I think it's possible.
Lingard was almost there. I mean,
and he's still barely playing.
Yeah, I mean, he still has the chance to go back to West Ham on a full deal, because West Ham will want him. He did pretty well in his time there. Damn. So all these young players, English, they're all English too. I mean, we'll just see what happens next.
So if you're United, just hope that they don't dry Elanga, bring them dry as well, because that's what looks like doing to all these players. But I mean, no, Rashford
he's definitely part of the future.
Yeah, I mean, he's
definitely part of the
future.
Listen,
I've been giving him praise.
The same thing that happened to Rashford. You gotta be careful because Rashford came up at that same age, around 19, 20 years old, doing really well, scoring goals. Clutching up points for United.
Unites.
Yeah, and then 24 now he's like not really there.
Yeah.
So of course we don't want that to happen to any player, and not Elanga who's 19.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you just gotta hope. That's all.
But
And
he's definitely got. Oh, go ahead.
go.
No, you go.
So I'll bring this to Liverpool's right back situation. So like for example, like Rashford, these past couple seasons, he's been the main left winger, right? Occasionally, him and Martial would swap out, but it was mainly Rashford playing pretty much every game. The same thing is kind of happening with Liverpool, where Trent is playing pretty much playing every game, where he should be playing every game because he's the main, he's the sole creator of the team. And Trent, I believe he's 24 years old right now, and he's been probably starting since he was 18, 19, ever since 2017, 2018. There was a lot of minutes in his legs, so that's why I kind of worry for him. Just because he's still so young. The only advantage I'd give him is that he is a right back. Yes, he's obviously literally 75% up the pitch, right?
Yeah.
Getting kicked,
But
getting
it's
fouled.
right. But it's I don't think it's the same thing as playing as a winger where you're getting touched and fouled every single time. Just
Yeah.
because Trent doesn't take on players. Right?
Yeah, I
Exactly.
see what you mean by that, but again, going back to the comparison with like Rooney, Hazard, all these players played in the exact same tournaments, same amount of games. I mean, like I'm just trying to see where like how come they're able to do all that and Rashford can't. Is it? I mean, that's why I'm just trying to.
The injuries are definitely playing a part because he's gotten so many injuries and he's still so young. And like Nico said, the fact that he just keeps playing and not having enough time to recover is. I mean, you guys know you guys had your fair share of injuries. You need time to recover. You
That's
can't
why-
just
that's why
you
I'm
can't
bro.
just wake up one day and be like, oh, you know what, it feels good. Let me get back out there. No, you need to give it.
That the
proper
day the
time.
day I said that was the day my career ended, and I never went pro. So
What a
what a
what a
waste.
potential,
I
man.
know, man. It is what it is, bro.
But real quick before we move on, just real quick about Elanga. So a tweet came out a couple days ago where Cameroon are now interested in trying to persuade him to play for their national team. So, question for you guys: Elanga is Swedish. Moved to England at the age of 12. So he's been there forever. He's eligible to play for England. His father played in the 98 World Cup for Cameroon as a right back. What would you guys do in his position?
But he could also play for Sweden.
Yeah, and he has played for Sweden in the U18, 19, and 21.
I would.
Would you stick to Sweden? Would you ride the bench for a while with England?
I would probably, if I'm him, just because there's at least from like the way I see how these footballers are with their ancestors who before them played football, soccer. They usually follow their same path. So I would just say Cameroon just for the sole fact that his father played in the World Cup for them, and honestly, England are just kind of like filled with talent. Not saying that he can't make it. He's probably honestly amongst the better ones right now. But there's just because of just he seems to me like to be a very prideful person of his family. I'd assume, I don't know, I have no idea. I'm just speaking out of my ass. But that's the kind of person he is, and I would say Cameroon.
I would say Sweden, just because I think Sweden have a nice crop of players. Like up front, if he were to Alexander Isak and Kulusevski, up front three of Elanga, Isak, Kulusevski can cause some damage in Euros or World Cup. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Nick. I'll go with Sweden, but play for the country that you were born in. It would be nice to play for England, but with
But it's gonna take
the
time
amount
for
of
him to actually
talent,
make it.
the amount of talent that England has right now, especially because they go between the ages of 19 all the way to 32,
Yeah,
34.
it kind of adds to the question a while back when we were talking about what kind of career would you rather have, a long and average one or a short but fantastical one. I think if he plays with England, he's just going to end up riding the bench for a long time until their current squad thins out and moves on. So, but I would agree with both of you guys.
Yeah,
I would say
Sweden.
Sweden.
Cameroon would be a
Marco, what'd
good
you say?
place too.
You're watching TV over there, so I know. I saw you.
Marco dormido.
He has no mic, so you can't talk.
I mean, it's very hard to break into national team squads. Like, there's a lot of players out there who are very good,
Yeah,
who just haven't broken
It's-
into the national team.
especially the same role.
Same
Especially the
position,
same
yeah.
role. 'Cause
Yeah. We're gonna see an influx of super young, talented, I'd say pacey, skillful wingers in the next couple of years. That I don't know if I see any defenders like really adapting to it just yet, but we'll see. Who knows? Last question for you, Gap. What benchmarks are you going to give United from here until the end of the season that you see as acceptable? Anything less than that, you see as a failure of a season, both in Champions League and in the domestic competition. Are you guys out of FA and Carabao both as well? So it's just
Yeah,
Premier
so
League and
it's just
Champions.
Premier League and Champions League.
Okay, so I
Yes.
guess
So
what are your benchmarks?
So Premier League definitely just got to make sure you maintain and stay in top 4. I think at this point, for other than Liverpool, the title is it's just out of reach. So definitely stay in top 4. Champions with the squad we have, they got to at least make it to semis. They've got to make it to semis.
Okay.
I mean, unfortunately, it sounds like it'll be a hard task just based on how they played today. Granted, it was against a really good side as well, but they just need to be more consistent. And how they played at the end of that game is how they need to attack every game and just play it at the full 90. But with the squad they have, they've got to at least make semis.
Okay, all right. Those are, I think, some pretty attainable benchmarks. So that's what we got from Champions League that happened yesterday and today. We got some Premier League action to kind of go over. Also, some predictions that are happening tomorrow and the weekend ahead. So let's kick it off with the first game. We have Liverpool just thrashing Leeds 6-0. Mane Salah brace. Is the fire under his ass nice and lit now that Luis Diaz has joined the club?
No.
No?
No. First of all,
Got a brace today.
okay, it's Leeds. And
Damn,
apart
bro.
from his brace, I don't think he
Team,
played
bro.
well.
Yeah,
Okay,
he is.
I'm not gonna bash him. I think I've been critiquing him a lot past couple months.
Who's this?
Mane. But I think apart from his brace today, I don't think he was well. He played a striker position. Leeds just never got onto him, and when they did, like every time he got the ball, he couldn't trap it. Every time he played the pass, it was under hit. I just thought his overall play was just kind of poor today. And what I like to base this performance on is, like I said, it's Leeds, and then Liverpool have Chelsea on the weekend in the final.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
Mane's gonna
Carabao
have
Cup final.
Mane's gonna have 3 defenders on him. The way he played today, he's not even gonna get a sniff at goal.
Yeah, Rudiger is going to be on
Right,
his
exactly.
ass.
Rudiger's one of the most aggressive center backs in the world.
Yeah.
Rudiger on Mane, the way he played today, I don't think Mane was poor. I think people are looking in because he scored a brace, right? But I'm looking at the other way where I'm looking at the overall performance. And like I said, yes, he scored a brace, but I'm looking at a kind of like the ladder where it's fair to say like he's declined. He's definitely declined, but I just think people are like just too attached at times where it's just like, oh, he scored a brace, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
That doesn't work like that. A lot of players score a brace, next game they fold. Ladder they fold. I'm not gonna say he's gonna fold, but I'm just kind of looking at the ladder and Chelsea final. The way he played today, I don't think it's gonna work. But yeah, on the game it was just I kind of I didn't expect like this kind of thrashing. I expected a minimum like at least 2 goal, 3 goal.
Oh, so
win.
humble.
No, just because it's
So
fucking
humble.
Leeds. Like if
So
you
humble.
don't blow out Leeds, like come on, man. The amount of space they give you. I mean,
I don't consider that a blowout. It was a goal fest, but it wasn't a
You guys
blowout.
blow out Leeds every time. Last season, you guys beat them 6-2. right?
We didn't what 4-1 in the first game of the season.
Like,
I mean,
the amount of space Leeds give you, if you don't at least like Arsenal blew them out as well at Ellen Road.
But we also they drew to them as well. I mean, it's the
You
least
blew them
tax.
out last
Either
season as well. It's least tax.
either it goes like you blow them out, or either it's
or it's just an entertaining win.
But I don't.
Yeah.
Back to Mane. I don't want to be too harsh on him. I mean, you scored a brace. Hopefully, he can play well against Chelsea. But yeah. It was just I don't really have much to say on it. It's fucking Leeds, dude.
Tighter pressure. What's up?
Can I ask you something? Do you think Mane's morale after winning the AFCON is still the same or better now at Liverpool?
It should be better. There's nothing better for these players than winning a trophy for your country. Nothing ever in the world. Like he said it, he'd trade his titles with Liverpool just to have one AFCON with Senegal, and he did it. I don't see why he's not on top of the moon right now. And he scored against Norwich. He scored a brace today. And Mane is one of the biggest fans. I even said in the beginning of the season, he just doesn't look the same. We were recording upstairs on the couch, and I remember this. So Liverpool won 2-0 against Burnley at home. He scored a pretty nice goal. And I said to Marco and Eric, I was like, Mane just doesn't look the same anymore. And I mean, a little bit of credit to Klopp just because I think he kind of moved Mane's positions where he can kind of poach more. which also is a credit to Mane, just because I think Mane has always been that kind of player who can find great positions, especially if he's going to start playing striker now, because Firmino and Jota are out, he's going to have to find those positions. If he finds his position that he found today, it'll be great. But like I said, the overall play, yeah.
So Liverpool continue pressing for the title. The pressure is now on Man City to continue their I guess their lead on Liverpool right now. But with the game in hand you guys have, and with the matchup you guys have coming up, that title race is alive more than ever. Hay liga, mucha. Hay liga.
You're welcome.
So speaking of your welcome, we talk about the highs. Let's talk about the lows. So Josue, since we haven't had you on this past Monday, we spoke about the Man City game. Obviously, we haven't gotten your reaction. Talk to us not only about that, but about today. You go from beating Man City, who are we all already shipped them off to be the title winners, and you guys got the best of them. And then you go into today's game, and you saw what happened. So what's your feelings as a fan? What do you think about the club right now? What's overall reaction?
Mixed feelings, to be quite honest. I got to see the Man City Tottenham game, and I thought we lost the win after that penalty, but the Spurs will always come back with the late winner, and I was so happy they got the win. And we're definitely Man City's Achilles heel, because I mean Champions League matches and history of and results and fixtures. But today, after watching the game, my God, do we really have to talk about it?
This is low block Burnley.
I hate Burnley. I freaking hate Burnley. I all of a sudden they sign a Dutch striker and they think they're a top 10 team, and oh my God,
They signed a Dutch striker, but it was the center back that scored.
It was a center back that scored. Their captain.
Wenger's had a phenomenal game. He was manhandling everybody.
He's freaking huge.
Weghorst,
he just comes at you.
He's
and
really good.
He will take you down.
He's really good. He was putting the pressure on the defenders like Davies, Romero, Dyer. They all did not know what to freaking do. Sessegnon, he was I don't know, he was mistiming his runs a little bit.
Speed it up.
Was that my time? I didn't know this was Family Feud. But I mean, the first half, the Spurs weren't playing well. Second half, they were playing better. They were attacking more. Set piece, Son crossed it. Kane hit the crossbar, but Burnley, I don't know. I don't know what it was. They just started becoming a good team after realizing they're in freaking 20th place, and now they're in 18th in the fight of getting out of relegation. And it was so annoying watching the freaking game. Like the team seemed so lost. Tottenham did not know what to do. I don't know. I don't know where the energy was that they had against Man City, and they decided to leave it at the Etihad. Like what the hell? They didn't bring it at fucking Turf Moor.
They underestimated Burnley, I guess. Would you say?
No, I wouldn't say they underestimated Burnley. I think Burnley underestimated themselves from the beginning of the season, knowing what they're worth and what they can do. And I think they're actually going to fight to get out of relegation, and they will get out of relegation.
All right, so you know what? We'll touch on that real quick because I do want to know about Spurs, but just quickly on Burnley. Yes, they have made a great progress in the relegation battle. They are 2 points behind Everton and
Newcastle
with I think 3 games in hand.
Yeah.
So
2 now after today.
So my question was going to be, and I actually agree with you. What are you guys giving the chances of Burnley getting out of relegation and staying in the first division?
Pretty high.
If you, 1 out of 5, what would you give it?
I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4. Only because Lampard going to Everton, it does suck. It does suck, but they have a new coach. They got some new players, Van de Beek, Dele Alli, but we still have yet to see what they could provide for Everton. But they could actually push themselves out. Newcastle, they have been doing somewhat pretty good lately as well. Norwich, they're still fighting. So, but out of these 4-5 teams, Watford definitely going to get relegated.
Norwich relegated.
But Norwich relegated, but they're still going to put up a good fight. So Newcastle, Burnley, and Everton. I don't know. It's too tough to call.
That's
Especially
crazy. That's
This
crazy.
spot, I'm looking at this now. The bottom of the table actually is a lot closer than we think.
It goes,
Because you
up, to,
have
it goes
It
up
is.
to Leeds.
you got Brentford at
And
24,
Brentford?
24 points. They're
Yeah.
only 4
Jeez.
points out. And then you just look at the way the teams have played. I mean, Burnley are 18th. They have 11 draws and
Yeah.
only 9 losses. Then you look at 14th Brentford, 14 losses.
So I mean, it's too
Okay.
tough to call at the
It's
moment.
crazy.
So, all right. So, you know what? I guess the question should be, what are the chances of Burnley staying in the division? Who do you guys think is going to get relegated? So, we agree with the two, Watford and
Watford,
Norwich. Who are you putting as the third one to go down?
That one's tough.
Who I want to go down?
We're predicting this now. Obviously, next week, everything can just completely change on us. But just given how everything is looking right now, and then we'll check it and adjust a little bit down the road. But
I
right
say-
now, how do you see this
I
going?
say Leeds joins them.
Leeds joins them.
Leeds. Yeah.
Leeds.
I think
Leeds.
Brentford.
Brentford. Marco, I have to get your thoughts on this because the team you're a fan of, the way they play is involved in this conversation. So who do you think is going down with Norwich and Watford? And I'll answer Burnley.
Burnley.
So Burnley are
Okay.
staying in that what 17th position is it?
They're in
They're
18th right
now.
now.
18th now? Okay.
Yeah,
18th position.
they jumped.
So I mean, yeah, a lot to go for, all to play for them. So this relegation battle is gonna be intense, and it's gonna make it interesting for also the teams competing for top 4.
Mhm.
Because just like they want to stay up, the other team, the top 4 teams,
Yeah,
wanna get.
it ruined our chances right now to get up there in top 4.
That was gonna lead me to my next question. Thank you for my man. We're on the same wavelength right now.
You should be here more often.
Are Spurs out of the
should.
top 4 race right now?
Say it again.
Are Spurs out of the top 4 race?
I
7 points behind.
it's
for
7 points
reference.
behind. We still have 2 games in hand compared to other teams.
I think just West Ham.
Just West Ham.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say top 4 is out of the question just yet. But if they keep performing the way they did today, then yes.
Alright.
If they bring back what they had against Man City, we could definitely contend for top 4. But I mean, we only have 2 tournaments to compete for, and that's FA Cup still against Brighton and the league. United, the league
Champions
and
League.
Champions League. Champions League, of course, is one of the most prestigious trophies out there. So, Arsenal, they're out.
Just the
They
league.
could just focus on the league.
what
So
we're doing,
West Ham, they still have
Europa.
Europa. So I mean, we are capable of doing it, and we have benefits of doing it compared to other teams.
Because if Harry Kane and he cheats all the time, so yeah, you're right.
So we'll see. I mean, I would like to point out that I was kind of upset with Heung-Min Son today, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because there were a couple runs that he could have easily made, positioned himself pretty well, but he just wasn't getting there. He just wasn't getting there, and that's where Tottenham kind of stops in Burnley's defensive third, and then they just kind of do a pass back and try to go to the other side.
So U shape.
A
So
U
horseshoe
shape,
the
yeah.
whole time.
Go and try to get the ball to Kulusevski.
He's catching me off guard, man. He's surprising me more and more.
He's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. In the early minutes, Burnley did break Bentancur's hip.
Yeah.
So it was pretty. I mean, he slipped, but I mean, he almost got hurt really bad.
So I want to ask you guys real quick too. What do you guys think about this top 4 race to Spurs? Did this loss kind of put them out of reach, or do you still there's still a chance of hope for them?
There's still hope. The reason why I give them
Thank you,
hope
Nick.
is just because they still have, like I always mention, like just quality players. I feel like there's like this
Philosophical?
Yep. Where Tottenham have been they haven't gotten the best of the trophies last couple seasons. I just feel like there's gonna be that one point where Tottenham get that little bit of luck on their side. I don't think it's gonna be this trophy, but I think it's gonna be challenging for top 4. And I think if they make it, they'll make it by a point. I'll give them a chance. I think they're probably out of United, Arsenal, Tottenham, and West Ham. I have them just above West Ham. That may be a shock. I don't know. Just above West Ham, but if they do make top 4, literally by a point, I'll still give them a chance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean they definitely still have hope. I mean, like Nick said, they have enough of quality players to actually get it done. I mean, it's going to depend on how they react from this loss. I mean, if you just look ahead to their next 5, which I know one we'll talk about shortly, but they've got Leeds, Everton, United, Brighton, and West Ham. There's some tough fixtures in there.
Tough fixtures.
So it depends on how they respond and what results they get from these games. It's going to be, especially this late in the season, it's going to. I don't know if it'll make or break their hopes, but it's.
Mark, I'm a little upset right now. You know, we got Josue on here, and they did the most Spursy thing. They touched the stars one on Sunday, and then they fucking fell down the bottom of a well today.
The stars was too hot.
And instead of, giving them shit, like they should be giving them shit right now, they're like, oh, they have hope. They have hope.
I don't have anything against
Shut
Tottenham.
the fuck up.
I don't have anything against Tottenham.
Oh
It's
my
not anything about
God.
like it's about them being Tottenham in general.
Liver Spurs,
I don't know about that. Liverpool beat Spurs in the Champions League final.
I am saying you guys are out of top 4 race. I think I'm probably gonna. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, ass kisses. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be sitting here. Hopefully not by the.
I mean, he's been playing Fortnite with me lately, so yeah.
Ass kisses. But like I said, I may be sitting here at the end of the season eating my words. But the way I'm gonna break it down for you guys real quick. Why I think that top 4 is out of the race for out of reach for
Because
them.
you're a gunner.
Well, yeah,
You're an Arsenal
that
fan.
being the first one. But second of all, it's 2. It's the history of Tottenham, and 3, Conte's remarks. Did you guys break down everything he said today? So I highlighted some of the big
I'll
ones.
be honest, I did not see the post interviews because I was really upset of how the outcome of the game.
This to me is what put you guys out of top 4.
So what did he say?
And it's also what we kind of expected,
Well, exactly what we expected.
knowing the kind of person that
So,
Conte is.
Exactly. I agree with the quality players remarks. Yeah, you have Harry Kane, you have great players, but when your coach comes out and says, "Nah, I didn't get the whole thing," because there was a lot of shit he said, but I kind of got a little synapse of the hot takes. Coaches have changed, but the players have stayed the same. Nothing has changed. What does that tell you? He's throwing his players under the bus. He followed that up by saying, then there has to be an assessment made because these 4 losses in a row out of the 5 games for him are not acceptable. So he's saying there has to be an assessment made on me, and he does not accept this result. That's if you watch it, it's kind of, he pretty much threw his players under the bus and was asking to get fired. That's to me what he was saying right there. Because if he walks away, he probably won't get his payday. If he gets sacked, he'll get his payday. Those remarks right there, throwing your team under the bus and then telling the club to check and review, see how you're doing because you're not happy where you are right now, that to me is what put you guys at the top 4 race.
Yeah, that's not fun to hear.
Dude, it kind of blew my mind that he said that. I'm not surprised Conte said it, but I'm surprised he said it like, I mean, it's his first season at the club. Yeah, exactly. Marcus, he hasn't given a chance. Exactly. Like it feels like the first sign of problems, he's throwing his toys out the window. Granted, he did go into a January transfer and only got 2 players that weren't really his main target, so also fault to the club. But
Yeah, I think he also said in there not just there has to be an assessment on him, but there has to be an assessment on the club,
yes,
which was definitely a shot at Levy, telling him he needs money.
100%.
He needs money to get what he needs done because he said, like you said, the first thing he said, the players haven't changed and the results are still the same.
that
And
is
it's
a
and it goes
huge
and it
thing.
ties into what we have been saying for so long that they just don't have
Here's the
good
thing.
enough players.
I feel like Conte is trying to do his best. I think not just Conte, but also the past managers are doing their best to try to connect with these players. But these players do their best to connect with the coach and the staff, but they just can't connect of who the ownership is under.
You had the perfect manager, Pochettino.
Yeah. I don't know why Daniel Levy actually sacked him to begin with. He wasn't ready to go.
It blows my mind, man. I mean, look, I'm not gonna sit here saying, "Oh, I told you so," because in the beginning I was saying, "Oh shit, I'm terrified right now because Conte's coming over." Then we get to see what the real problems are, which is what Conte's calling out right now, which are the players, which we have been saying. So there's not many solutions that are gonna come out of this. Either Conte leaves or he gets a brand
the
new
money.
team.
Yeah.
He gets the players that he wants.
Which one is gonna happen?
This his target that he wants is the center back from Inter, De Vrij.
Okay.
De Vrij, how do you pronounce it? I don't know. He had a good relationship with him at his spell at Inter, and he wants to bring him to Tottenham. But he has to compete with, lo and behold, Barcelona. Barcelona actually wants him too. Now now I could see De Vrij coming to us, or any other center back that Conte does want to get to replace Sanchez. He convinced Daniel Levy to sign Romero. He wants Dyer to stay, but Dyer is still a little iffy. But Sanchez is definitely out of there.
So you think he gets his players? Do you think he's gonna be here next season with the players he wants, or do you think he's out? I mean, dude, like these comments, these are not comments that any manager makes.
Like I said, that was not fun to hear.
These are
kind of like
these are literally comments made either at the end of your your tenure at the club, or you better hope that you're gonna get something.
I feel like it would be a push to the club, to the board of the club, and to the players, because he did say before the match at Burnley he wants his players to bring an aggressive mindset. They didn't. They didn't at all.
So, what do you think? You think he's gonna get his players, or you're gonna see brand new manager again next season?
We don't need another brand new manager, man. And if we do get a manager, I hope it's gonna be Pochettino again.
And look, I support the fact that you're not saying Conte out. A lot of fans probably are saying that, or probably
you gotta believe,
support.
You gotta believe and support your coaches, except Mourinho.
So what? Final answer.
He's gonna stay till the end of the season.
Is he back next season?
I can't answer you that question right now.
The hesitation kind of shows. It gives me a lot, but I'll take that for now. Damn, man. Yeah. So look, a lot to unfold in just his remarks alone. If you're interested, go check it out on YouTube and let us know what you think about those remarks made. Do you think he's here next season? Do you think he's not here next season? Does he get his players? Who knows? A lot to happen in this summer. Some other news.
I'm sad.
I know, dude. Honestly, if I were you, if as an Arsenal fan, if I heard Arteta saying that, I would like feel like I just got like, damn, my players used to my players under the bus. I don't know who to support, the club, my coach, or my players. But no, it's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
But some other news that may make you happy, although it has no relation to you whatsoever, is Midrovich breaks the championship record with 32 goals.
Yeah, that doesn't make me happy.
14 games remaining. I'm sorry.
Well, that's my spirit at all.
It's other news. He broke the championship record.
What would that make Dyer?
That's another London team. That's another London team right there. Fulham?
No, I'm saying maybe you guys should try Midrovich.
No. Mitrovich? No. Yo, cut.
Good for him. Good for him breaking records.
But
in the second division.
That's all I got for the Premier League action.
Sign Haller.
The Champions League. What happened?
Well, I'd rather sign Haller.
That's the Premier League action that's happened so far up to date. Is there anything else? Any other news you guys want to quickly highlight before our predictions?
No.
What time we're gonna be at 47 right now? All right, we'll see how much time we got. So first game that we're gonna give predictions for, and I'm gonna keep track of these because I want to see how we do from now until the end of the season. So I'm gonna start off with you, Josue. What do you have going into the weekend? Leeds versus Spurs, and
we're at home.
I guess follow-up question to that is Conte gonna be there?
We're away again.
Yeah, you guys travel to Ellen Road.
Oh my God,
that's 3 games in a row.
All this traveling, man. All this traveling.
I know.
Away at Leeds, we need to win. We have to win. Leeds are in poor form, very poor form. I don't want anything less than to win. If a draw, I'll be so mad.
What's the result?
I'm gonna go with 3-1 Spurs.
3-1. All right, so we're keep track of this. Then we'll give ourselves points towards the end of the season. But Gat, what do you have?
If Leeds weren't in such shit form.
Keep in mind, you're also relegation battle too now. So
3-3.
3-3. Marco, talk to me, Bobby.
He says 2-2.
2. Nico, what you got?
3-0 Tottenham.
Nick, stop kissing so much fucking ass, bro. Damn.
Bro, I said.
Well, what do you say?
Shut the fuck
Bro,
up.
I fucking like Antonio Conte.
What do you
so
say,
I'm not
Eric?
gonna, I have to back
You
him.
like you like
Don't bring your bias ass
in.
in. What do you say?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go. I'm sorry. 3-2 Leeds.
No, I like Conte as a manager. I think he's a
So
good
you
manager.
like that he threw his players on the bus then?
No, I said last podcast, like if him throwing his players on the bus is a pussy move. Like Conte at Inter, at Chelsea, he gets back, right? One time he doesn't get back, like he bitches out and he puts his players on the bus where, all right, these players aren't good enough. Nah, like I'll say he's a good manager, but like, his remarks aren't just
Not a good person. That's it.
His media presence is a different story.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going 3-2 for Leeds. More for myself than anything else.
I'll hate you
If it's
you're,
right.
don't expect me here next Wednesday if you are right.
If I get it, that'd
If
be
you get it
crazy.
and you're right, don't expect me here next Wednesday.
Next we got Manchester United hosting Watford. Josue, I kick off with you first.
Who's home?
Oh, United.
So whoever you say first is home. Watford. I don't know. I think Dennis will get on the score sheet, but 2-1 United.
2-1. Okay, fair. Gat.
I think it's time for some payback. 4-1.
4-1.
Watford.
Okay. Marco.
You didn't say who.
3-1 United. All right. Nick, talk to me.
3-1 United.
3-1 United. I'm going to go. Let me just catch up real quick because I went pretty fast for myself. I'm going to go 2-3 Watford. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to actually 3-1 United too, actually. That makes sense. Relegation fighting, scrapping right now are Everton hosting Man City. Josue.
I'm actually gonna go with Everton on this one, but a 2-2 draw.
Okay. That's a good result for them. I mean, not for the relegation battle, but in general. Gat.
2-1 City.
2-1 City. Marco. 2-0 City. Nick.
2-1 City.
2-1 City. I'm gonna go 2-0 with Marco on that one. I think we're gonna start seeing some more clean sheets this weekend. West Ham. This is a good top 4 battle right here. West Ham versus Wolves. West Ham are at home.
3-3.
3-3. Okay.
High scoring game of the week, I think.
Oh shit. Okay, got
2-2.
2-2. Okay, Marco. Remember they can't hear you, so the more 2-1. Okay, gotcha. Sorry. Nick.
3-0 Wolves.
3-0 Wolves.
Damn.
That's going to be a good game.
Damn.
At London?
It's going to be a good game.
I'm going to give it 2-1 to Wolves. Arsenal Wolves happening tomorrow. That's
a makeup game, right?
So Wolves are playing tomorrow and playing again on Sunday. So if you want to change your score lines, or you want to keep it as it is?
No, I'm gonna keep it as it is.
So yeah, Arsenal Wolves tomorrow. Arsenal are at home.
1-1. I just saw that Arsenal actually did have 3 games in hand compared to everybody else. I didn't know that.
Well, it's against Spurs, Liverpool, and
When's that again?
Chelsea.
When's that again?
Next Wednesday, actually.
Bring the boxing gloves, bro.
Which one? The Spurs, the Arsenal one?
Yeah.
That's honestly
You and me,
they
boxing
haven't
gloves.
scheduled yet, but the rumors that they're gonna save it towards the end of the season because it may be like a top 4 battle at the end. So they're gonna save it for payday. Yeah. Gat Arsenal Wolves.
Arsenal at home. Damn. 2-1 Wolves.
Marco. Nick.
No.
Fuck you, Nick.
Clean
You
sheet.
want to fucking suck Spurs
sheet.
dick, but nah, fuck
Well,
you.
reverse Spurs, bro.
I'm gonna go.
Remember, Wolves are solid.
I know, but so are we though. I'm gonna go 2-0.
How many red cards in this game?
Hopefully not,
It's a
because
better
I
scoreline.
had a meeting with the PGMOL, so we'll see if that went anywhere. He really did have a meeting with the refs.
Nice.
I sent Nick a video of like a bias that is an unspoken of bias that exists. I 100% believe it. I'm telling you, I'm a tinfoil head guy right now. All right, and then last but not least for predictions, and I just threw this in there because you reminded me what's happening this weekend, is the FA Cup final. I'm sorry, Carabao Cup final. Carabooties Cup final. All right, so Dyer, talk to me. Who do you see walking away with this trophy? Who's walking away with the first piece of silverware?
Who is it? Chelsea and
Liverpool.
Ooh. I think Chelsea. Chelsea.
Who's home?
It's at Wembley.
Oh, it's Wembley.
It's at
Sorry,
Wembley.
yeah. But who's like the home team?
I guess Chelsea because it's in London.
Okay, so just so I can keep it track of it. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
2-1 Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea. Gat.
2-0 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool. Marco. Penalty shootout. Chelsea wins.
Pens. How many pens? Pens.
Damn, Damn.
11-10,
My man
11-10
got a
pence.
bet on that.
I was gonna say 15-14.
Nick,
2-0 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool.
This-
2-0 Liverpool?
Just this is gonna be a good game. Just real quick before we move on. I know you mentioned it last episode where Liverpool hasn't gotten a chance to actually celebrate their title. I think that's the reason why Liverpool are probably gonna win because they're gonna want to celebrate a title with their fans. So
You know what? I'm
We'll
hoping
see.
the opposite. I'm hoping they don't get a win. I'm going 2-1 Chelsea.
Probably. Chelsea have gotten
And
the
that's
better
a
of us.
personal prediction right there.
I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Chelsea
have
wants to
gotten the
keep
better
their
of us.
trophy winning streak
that's
going.
a Lukaku race, isn't it?
I'm hoping so. That's personal. That's coming from me, Nick. That's coming from me.
that's
That's
the
coming from me.
revival.
No. Don't pound that fucking Spurs dirty hand up that fucking Cox butthole.
That's
Oh,
the
sorry.
Damn, mad aggressive.
it's the revival of Lukaku. This
All right,
weekend.
so honestly, that's 55 minutes, man. That I think we kind of hit our limit right there. We do have an episode we want to do where it's about the not possible, but like what if rule changes were to come about. So I really want to do that because there are some pretty interesting ones that I think may actually help with the game a lot, and I want to get your thoughts on that too. But when there's not so much happening, we'll definitely dive into that. But with that being said, I think that is it for today. Is there anything you guys want to get off your chest? Anything you want to, sing? Thank you, Burnley. That's all I want to say. Thank you, Burnley.
Fuck Burnley. And thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming, and we'll see you again next Wednesday. We are the Benchwarmers, the bench with the voice, where the bench is always warm.
Remember, maybe
Peace,
next
everybody.
Wednesday. If your predictions are right.